best of 3. We're going to start things off on Ascent. Both teams very comfortable here. Both teams have experience playing it just in the last 24 hours. Expectations as far as the overall rosters, we're going to be looking at almost a mirror matchup with a couple of exceptions. FaZe love to play the Reyna, specifically on this map. Whereas Equinox, they've defaulted to just pulling out the solo Jett and then bringing in the breach. So will that come through here once again? Looks to be the case, as you see FaZe Clan starting off defensively will have that Reyna Jett combination, and they will be without the breach, which is going to be different from what Equinox is bringing on their
of a Reyna play, so to give that one up to favor breach, it says a lot about where Equinox are right now in terms of what they're favoring, what they think is good. Obviously, we are on patch 1.10.110, so we've reverted from 1.11. This isn't going to be the new breach with the changes. We're back to what we already know, and instantly we're right up over towards 3, into short, and getting action started on 8.
Mina with the frenzy, able to find first blood. Zach falling Marv, no chance from inside the site. Will also drop. Clean take so far for Equinox, and for the retake, now required, will have to be in the back end of 2 duelists. Rawkus does have a lot of utility to spend. He's going to have his next recon bolt up in just a few seconds, so you're looking at a long flank potentially coming up for BABYBAY, but there are a couple of trap wires that he will have to kind of obstacle his way through. Reyna from the side room will be trying to work their way on, but Equinox has got a really solid setup, so this execution is going to be hard-pressed to find a lot of value. The recon bolt already dealt with, and with that fault line coming through, this is going to result in a lot of individual 1v1s. BABYBAY falling first, Corey next, and the last one left alive is Rawkus. Decent shots, he'll find 1 kill to keep it from being flawless, but what a beautiful start for Equinox on the take.
Yep, straight through short. Get a lot of aggression in there for Equinox. Straight into the plant as well. You look towards FaZe. BABYBAY had to get it done onto the big flank overthrow from A main. Doesn't win the duel versus DXN. If he wins versus DXN, there's a possibility for the 3v4 retake. They were triple entry between Heaven, short, and also A main. That would have been workable for them. Would have required a decent amount of effort, but unfortunately for BABYBAY, he will lose to DXN. DXN copping 2 kills in that particular round, as well as we head into the next round. Let's take a look at the overall buys. Interesting to note that FaZe are going to force up triple Sheriff into the Ghost plus Ares.
This is not atypical for FaZe. We saw them play in the Renegades Invitational. They were no strangers to forcing after losing the pistol. So can they find a way to make use out of this economical investment? Mina, Cloudburst, already darting on through. He's going to be able to find where Rawkus is, but a really good reposition is now he can just go to spam things out. The help is going to be here, but it's going to be Equinox with a free 3 kills. Beautifully done. The site now completely exposed, and the retake is looking, well, not all that strong. Just down to Zach for a 1v5, and this is a very costly decision for FaZe Clan.
And Zach's unfortunately got the West weapon equipment out of all the rest of his teammates. He doesn't have the Sheriff, doesn't have the Ares, just the Ghost available. Possibly have to just look for some exits here versus players with full armor as well. Equinox coming in, full Spectres, full armor, and 0 deaths. Full kills rounded up there. Mina coming up big for the last one as well. And FaZe, unfortunately, will fail the Force Buy. They're going to have to go into the next one. Limited equipment here. Definitely not going to Force Buy twice in a row, you'd imagine. Marved will potentially look towards a Sheriff, as will ZachaREEE, but really it had to be Rawkus getting it done in the previous round. If it wasn't going to be the Ares mowing people down on their way through B main, then it wasn't going to be anyone else at all. They allowed Equinox to get onto site very quickly. Another very fast plant, another very fast hit as well. Equinox now, no reason to really stop the tempo. It's still SMGs versus pistols. I expect another fast one from Equinox.
And this is just so different. I mean, it's not atypical to see teams like FaZe particularly go for force buys after they drop the pistol, but for them to get a flawless against them, now all of a sudden you're looking at a 3rd round, which should be very free for Equinox. They just stormed their way in. BABYBAY was trying to play a little bit of concealment through the boathouse, but doesn't find anything with it. And now again, a very quick take leads to a quick plant in a 5v3 where FaZe's kind of going to have to go for this, but this is looking like another round where Equinox might just stay flawless again.
Yeah, I don't expect that FaZe will get too much down here. They will probably go for exits. What you can do in this particular stage in the game is just play for all this exit potential. Marved through from markets, 2 other players going through from the defender spawn as well. If they can get Equinox on the way out, get them to die to the spike explosion, that will at least drop a lot of guns to the floor, or at least force a lot of rebuys here. So that seems to be the plan for now. So just hold down the exits on both those ends. But part of the exit they don't have is Equinox exiting through B main, and there's not going to be any entry coming through from Marved as well via Paranoia or anything else. ZachaREEE will get Dcop via attacks. That should be about it.
Well, Marved will find one more mid-map, and actually he gets a 3rd down, so that's actually not bad for FaZe Clan. Granted, again, the tally of being down 3-0 early and the money for Equinox still feeling comfortable leads to a pretty daunting 4th round as well. Now, granted, everyone's going to be able to purchase up ARs if they so choose to. You obviously see a couple of Spectres will be held on to going into the next round, and this was the other question. And again, we talked about it a lot, watching this FaZe Clan team when they played in the Renegades Invitational. They love to get this operator online early, and BABYBAY is going to bring out to power here in map and run number 4, pardon me.
This is going to be an important round to FaZe. Finally have all their weapons, equipment online. BABYBAY not shying away from playing sniper. He's got a lot of history on that type of weaponry. By the way, Bladestorm being pulled out. Did expect that maybe mina would do that. Does have the Spectre online as well for a little bit of backup. I thought that maybe mina would just not buy at all. Did have a potential for a rifle, but sold that one. Bring up a Spectre. Bladestorm is very competitive as well. So Equinox for the first time are going to go towards more of slow defaults. Moving up mid right now, straight to BABYBAY. It's going to be mina and Bladestorm down.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see anything be used to try to cover up some of the angles in mid. Pretty free kill coming through. Corey able to double through DXN and Dcop. That's the spike down. A lot of information here for FaZe Clan and a massive regain round in round 4. Last 2 left alive are going to be cutefatboy and Paincakes, and they are able to collect the spike, which is valuable to be sure, but this is going to be such a tough spike site to break into.
There's still a lot of time to stay alive as well. Not a lot of time to get onto site, win that site, and get a plant, but there's a 2v2 ahead of them right now. You do see that Corey has moved his way all the way into mid. Sees nobody there. BABYBAY sees plenty. Won't connect the second shot into Paincakes, but 133 HP, 1 rifle, 30 seconds. Not too much more to do here as Corey comes from behind as well. Paincakes can't even leave if he wants to.
Equinox has the ability with Paincakes here. I was about to say he's got a lot of utility left, but him just kind of delaying over towards B main allows the flank to come through no problem. Big bounce back round though for FaZe. They take the investment of the operator and the ARs obviously here in round 4, and they all pan out nicely. Flawless round coming through. One more 4 purchase round coming out for Equinox though, based on the bank that they were able to build through their first 3 rounds. So we got ourselves a full gun round for the first time here in round number 5.
And importantly as well, Corey has Empress available, 3 and 3 on the KD there, and that means that he should probably look to use it this particular round. This is an important round for both Equinox and FaZe, but particularly for Equinox as they're starting to get close to perhaps having the economy broken. Corey with something in terms of an advantage here, and I do expect, you know, for the Overwatch guys, myself included here, something about ult economy and ult management is going to be very important. They need to know, they should be understanding the macro here, so I do expect Corey to pull through the Empress when possible.
Skill set that should be familiar, right? At least for FaZe.
I'd hope so. I'd hope so. Look, if I get it, they should.
We'll see if they do eventually commit here. Again, you do have for Equinox the ability of a Hunter's Fury to play with. Aldron will scout things out for DXN. He will see information that is onto Corey top side near heaven at A. Spike, though, being held over towards the cubby. Looks to be an execute from both directions. Dark cover being placed out. Paranoia as well. Now here comes the play. Empress is through. Hunter's Fury trying to clear up space, but it's not finding much. cutefatboy and Rawkus go 1 for 1. 4v4 action comes through. Dcop over in the corner gets taken down. Marved in a really cheeky position. Still has the Paranoia to play with, and everything has gone wrong on this hit for Equinox. The Hunter's Fury doesn't find any value, and now DXN has to find a way to 1v4. Not going to get a chance at the first, and FaZe 2 in a row.
Rawkus, a sacrificial lamb there, but it's fine. FaZe will instantly respond. 4 alive there is absolutely huge for the economy. BABYBAY holds on to the operator as well. Corey popping through the Empress as soon as the Hunter's Fury came through from DXN, so instantly responded to. And FaZe, again, they know how to use the ults here. They know how to really take that pressure over towards Equinox, going over towards the A site as well, and holding up, making sure there's no plant. The spike was dropped even towards glass as well. So, yeah, not a lot done there for Equinox, who are going to just come through with the half-bite, Spectres, Stingers, light armor. DXN doesn't even have any armor. This should be a pretty simple round for FaZe, assuming nothing goes wrong. Equinox might want to speed up.
Well, Equinox has found all their success from speedy hits through B, but it hasn't been against this level of weaponry. So you're looking really at Zach. Can he find a way to hold off against this hit? Mina first one in, able to come right through the trap wire, no problem. Also has a cyber cage to dance through, able to get there. And Zach, does he have any idea that this player is actually inside their own cyber cage? The flash comes out, but Zach deals with the first and the second. Mitigates the third flash. Zach, how have you done that? 3 for him. Beautifully executed for FaZe on the hold. 4v2 to try to take the retake onto B.
And that's it. That's going to be done right there. DXN doesn't really have much of hope now. Paincakes recovers the spike, recovers a gun. But on minimal HP here. 1 shot will do. And Corey with a quick headshot as well. Corey, the best aimer probably on the server right now across both of the 5 players on each team. And he'll be able to shut everything down for now. There's Equinox on their half-buy. Let's remember that, by the way, before we get too excited about that one. It was only Stingers and Spectres. They tried to make it competitive. They needed to take down Zach. They should have taken down Zach. Zach turned away from 2 flashes and still turned back in time to connect the headshots in. So unfortunately for Equinox, not going to be able to get a plant in there once more. They're just going to end up losing pretty much everybody. Operator's still in play. Look how rich the side of FaZe are. The lowest... the member with the lowest amount of money is actually going to be Zach on 3.7, Rawkus on 4.8 as well. But you got guys over 7k on 8k as well, feeling pretty darn good about this situation.
Zach had a 1.2 KD through the Renegades Invitational, and one of the more impressive Cypher players on the day then. He was able to do very well yesterday as well. 1.39 KD between his 2 rounds, and more special moments here in this one. 3-3 we go, and Equinox has been empty since they won the pistol to follow up, and then, of course, with FaZe Clan force buying in the second, they get a pre-look at the third. So need to find a way to get a gun round here if you're FaZe.
And that's the thing, right? Equinox, they may have won the early rounds. Talk about the pistols, talk about the anti-ecos, the force up from FaZe as well. Not working in their favor, but once you get into the actual gun rounds, put an operator in BABYBAY's hands, things are starting to get quite deadly. And note that BABYBAY doesn't have a lot of kills right now, just the 2 on the board, both from the operators.
Yeah.
But those 2 kills in the respective rounds they came through have been pretty big factors. Now up for another kill as all members walk up. Actually missing the shot. That's not ideal. No tailwind either. Follow-up shot is going to also be a miss. And this could be BABYBAY falling.
Oh, but Corey, he's on top side as well. He comes from the backside over towards Tree for 3, giving Marved an opportunity. And I'm not going to lie there for a second. Equinox had a lot of tools to use. You heard the Hunter's Fury get popped for FaZe there at the very end for Rawkus to try to get some extra damage done. Corey able to find 3, but I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see Equinox pull out the Rolling Thunder here.
Yeah, they had a lot of tools available. They actually dry pushed up for the most part. They didn't use a lot of util going over towards A. Lucky, I would say, in some cases, to survive 2 shots against the operator. However, BABYBAY not connecting those shots, a little bit uncharacteristic. We'll have the operator back into his hands, courtesy of, I believe, Rawkus or ZachaREEE picking that one up for the team. Notice that Corey is actually at 4 out of 6 again for the Empress, so looking for another timing here. He might have the Empress by the next round, which would then be the gun round, which is excellent timing against Equinox. We're saving this particular round Spectre for Mina, but the rest of them just have the pistols. Once we do get into that next round, that's when the Empress is going to do some real damage again. So look for Corey getting at least 2 more kills, or a kill and a death, or a kill and an orb, or some combination of that.
I really like this positioning swap up from Zach as well. He's not sitting inside the B site for what is about the first time he's ever positioned himself in this spot. He's going to get a lot of intel off the potential of this spy cam. And then he knows he's going to be playing up against SMGs and pistols, so the long range of sight could be valuable for him, but dark cover comes through, blocks his line of sight, and once again, it's going to be Mina the first one on. You also have the potential from the shadows trying to see what information that could be found from Marv. That was backside of B main. He does get it canceled. So now it's out of the retake for FaZe. The spike is going to go down. BABYBAY now with the Bladestorm as he tries to work his way forward. Fault line will flush him out from behind the boathouse. Corey, though, he's trying to make his way forward. The Lee are going to maybe open up an opportunity for him to get there with Zach, and they do go 2 for 1. And from there on out, there's just 1 player left. Dcop, nothing that he could do from the backside of the boathouse. And that will be 5 rounds in a row for FaZe Clan.
And thankfully, Corey doesn't pick up... thankfully, BABYBAY doesn't pick up the last kill either. They won't need to feed over the spike defuse over to Corey, which they would have done if they wanted to get the Empress. They already have that, though. Corey, you saw, did get 2 kills in, so give that one over to Rawkus, who's now 2 out of 7 towards the Hunter's Fury. And this is the timing I'm talking about. Notice why this is important, because Equinox, going into their proper buy, they're on low money. If they lose this next round, they will have to save again. They'll have to go back to another eco. So this is the best time for FaZe to exert any sort of advantage they can, which will come through from the Empress. I would also expect Equinox need to come up big with their ultimates. They can't be holding on to the Rolling Thunder or probably even the From the Shadows in this particular push. They need to consider using both those ultimates for this next hit and really play this one a little bit slower to get the util out, but not too slow because BABYBAY once again sniping. Let's see if he finds anyone early.
Corey, if he only able to earn this Empress and have the ability to use these, and the only 2 gun rounds that we've truly had between both squads is huge difference maker. We remember we talked about the matchup at the beginning of this one. Could the duelist pressure from Equinox match up against that of FaZe Clan? And right now, there has been at least a slight advantage when you talk about Corey specifically. Have not seen as much value coming out of the operator yet from BABYBAY, but he's at least keeping it on the field, which is always going to be a consideration for Nox. So now as they kind of go a 2-3 split, the spike is leaning towards A, but they're not committing anywhere in specific. So now with 1 minute and 5 seconds to play, this might just be a full flip all the way back over to B. Not sure if they actually got information that Zach has swapped over to the A site defensively this round, but if that's the intel, this is a brilliant call for them to make the rotation.
Corey's going to pop the Empress early, so I did expect him to use it this round, but he hasn't seen anything yet. And typically, You want to confirm where the hit might be coming from first, and this is where BABYBAY may be calling for reinforcements. Corey now starting to make his way over towards B. Talked about BABYBAY needing to set up. Well, this is his time. Misses the first shot again. Tailwind away, and now the Rolling Thunder to follow.
Rolling Thunder and Hunter's Fury trying to come through, and they should be able to find the kill after the tag came out onto BABYBAY, but he's able to use his updraft to stay alive for just a small time. Paincakes able to finally put him down. The retake on the way, but the Empress, that's about to expire here. You've got to start finding kills right now. Completely gone indeed. Corey will not be able to use it whatsoever, so with the spike now planted, Equinox in a 5v4 hold situation. Mina gonna find one more kill. Zach there for at least one trade, but he's actually able to find a second, so still doable. Neural Theft will be used now for FaZe on the retake attempt. One more Lear sent out in the 2v3. Gonna get one in the corner, but Paincakes able to respond. Zach in the back corner. No more magic for him in this round as he finds 3, but still comes up short. And Equinox able to finally get another round of the board here offensively.
And two things going wrong there for FaZe Clan as they do lose that round. The most important, well, a really important gun round. Equinox's first gun round win was the fact that Corey, Empress used super early. It was really touch and go on that one. Again, typically you want to use the Empress closer to when you realize the hit's going to come through, or closer to a situation where you know that you're going to be in a fight soon. By the time he rotates over to B and enters the fight, it's gone. The Empress is done. He's got no one to shoot. He can't refresh that Empress charge at all. Mina, by the way, won't buy this particular round. We'll use the Blaze Storm for the next gun round. And then BABYBAY as well, missing that initial shot. Should have been a 5v4. BABYBAY should have hit killed someone and made that last situation much more workable.
This is a big regain now for Equinox. It's been a battle of extremes, it feels like, in this first half. With the first 3 going to Equinox, FaZe is able to respond with 5 in a row. But now, all of a sudden, Equinox in a great spot to potentially lock up their 5th round, if not potentially a 6th to follow, depending on how the kills transition between the two teams. Looks to be maybe a lot of pressure over through the middle of the map. We have not seen this yet from Equinox as far as pushing through mid. They find information, then usually back away, and that seems to be happening once more as you're going to get essentially a double hit here for Nox. But with this Blade Storm, again over to BABYBAY, it looks a little bit like deja vu from rounds previous, and the kill, first blood for BABYBAY. One more in the corner, Baby able to find the second B main, and big numbers now for FaZe.
Finally, BABYBAY is really starting to show up, doubles his kill feed right now from 2 to 4. Marved now up for a potential 2 as well. Plenty of players coming towards him. ZachaREEE to support if required. Just the 1 for now. ZachaREEE will pick up the rest of the pieces. Dcop alive, 1 versus 3. Might be able to get a cheeky plant in before time is over. The trap wide confirms his positioning, and FaZe now
30 seconds
go for the
left.
slow retake. They know they just have to deal with 1 player. Limited util available for Dcop as well. Shouldn't be too much pressure.
You saw the Recon Bolt Aldrone still being held currently for Rawkus. That will likely be what is used to try to scout out where exactly Dcop is. Again, he could punish, make this an expensive defensive round at the least, but as he takes a couple of spam shots, now everybody knows exactly where he's positioned. These are all tough gunfights. Recon Bolt comes through, the triple challenge right afterwards, and FaZe with a very easy, clean retake, and they'll go up 6-4.
And there it is. As soon as BABYBAY really starts getting active there, opening up 2 kills early on, to get a little bit sweaty when he missed that opening shot. I was thinking, okay, well, this is just going to be more BABYBAY misses for today. But no, 2 on the board. That's all you need for that particular round. If he gets 1 every other round, then that's really ideal. Equinox, after just winning a round, has their loss bonus entirely reset. So the money is going to be extremely limited. The worst thing you can do is win a round and reset your loss bonus to go back to minimal buy bonus for the next particular round, which is why we're only seeing the 3 shares, 1 stinger. You're not even going to see the Spectres come through for this particular one, which means FaZe should be able to clean up, confirm number 7 on the board, and that will give them the opening half of the map.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of pressure over towards B initially, and Rawkus is going to find some damage with the shock dart. Recon Bolt will actually catch a bit of information, but there aren't many shots to follow through this. One more shock dart place, but no kills to be found. Take a look at the middle of the map, though, on your mini-map. You're already going to get Corey getting a bit aggressive. This is a risky play. He's got BABYBAY watching over the top of them, but the numbers are favoring Nox, and even a 2-for-2 trade would be fine in Equinox's book, but I think they're starting to realize this is not a safe angle. The Aldrone will confirm that, and once again, back to B main they go.
I think they must know something has to be happening around B main right now. Corey pushing up just a little bit, didn't see anything over towards A short. As Corey leans harder towards B currently. BABYBAY will go back, and Corey down. That is actually going to be gun to the floor. 2 members towards the back now. ZachaREEE and Rawkus have to try and hold on. Double cage is popped.
Zach is going to get tagged through the cyber cage. He falls. Rawkus flashed up. Able to reset, but not enough. This is great for Equinox. BABYBAY on the way in. He can actually challenge this pretty quickly, but he's going to need to wait for Marved before they can really do much to fully take. Nice fault line will stop the push through after what was a greatly placed paranoia. Marv top left. Gonna get at least some information between players. BABYBAY for a first, still full HP. This is still doable for FaZe. 2v5 retake starting to come through. BABYBAY through the site. Has an opportunity for cutefatboy, but can't win the bundle. So now it's down to Marved. 1v4 situation now made down to 3. But as he tries to take the corner peek, Paincakes will find a way to take him out. And a massive bounce back round here for Equinox on the Thrifty.
Yeah, that was disgusting. The pistols coming on through big time over towards the back of B. ZachaREEE dying through smoke. Rawkus not turning the flash. The full flash duration. Note again, it's 110, not 1.11, which means actually it's not even the 2-second flash, the 1.75 second flash. You'll count the quarter of a second there for Rawkus, but still a quarter of a second. Unfortunately, too long for him. Doesn't connect anything. Can't see anything at all. BABYBAY tries to retake with the rifle on the floor. Drops his operator, and unfortunately they aren't going to be able to do that. If they get close, they would have eaten a Hunters, or rather a Rolling Thunder as well from Dcop, but they don't end up baiting that one out, which means Equinox might be looking for a Rolling Thunder play this round.
Same rollout that they had the last time they had a Rolling Thunder, but when they made this full stack through A long, they didn't actually execute behind the Rolling Thunder. It wasn't actually ever used, so will that change this time around? Dcop's going to slide from left to right. Cybercade's going to allow him to do that, and here he goes. He's going to try to send this one across the left side of the spike site. There it goes. It'll find one player in the corner, one more on top. It won't fully get over to the players on top of heaven, so Mina's got to find a way in. That's a beautiful flash behind this. Mina now for 2. One more down low. Mina for the 3rd. He's got the 4th up top. BABYBAY quickly trying to get here for the rotation, and FaZe need to try to find at least one counter pick. Not going to happen here as Paincakes able to find the elimination. Just down to BABYBAY. No chance. Mina for 4 in the round. Beautiful execution again for Equinox, and they tie the first half 6-6.
And everyone dies the back. You look at where all the blue X's are right there. You look towards the last kill as well. A little bit surprised that BABYBAY even goes for it. 1v5. It seems so strange to me that BABYBAY would risk the operator. Here we go. Let's take a look at the GoPuff replay. Or maybe not for this time around, but what I can tell you is the fact that ZachaREEE, sorry, not ZachaREEE, well, ZachaREEE did actually get flashed into hell, and then Marv died as well. Unfortunately, those two players did get caught by the Rolling Thunder, but most importantly, you look towards what BABYBAY was doing. I forget it was the last round, so there you go. That's why he went for it. My bad. Of course, it's one last round. Of course, you just go for it no matter what. However, 1v5, you don't expect too much. Heading into the pistol now. FaZe on the attack, Equinox on the defense. We actually even things up 6-6. So the one round that I expected FaZe to pick up number 7, well, they would have technically won the half. They don't end up doing so.
Big bounce back for Equinox. See if they can find a way to win this pistol here as well. The defensive setup is... This is pretty typical for Nox. Rawkus... Is he going to be able to use this Aldrin to maybe scout out some information for FaZe through the middle of the map? It's a 3-man hit. Is anyone going to expect that Mina's in the corner, though? No, they're not, and Paincakes pinching it up for mid-market. They will come away with 2 kills. The Tailwind will allow Mina to get away. So a great start here for Equinox. BABYBAY not liking that gunfight backs up. Zach able to find at least 1 kill in response, but it's still a 4v3. But Rawkus, okay, mid-market has been made available for him. He takes down Mina now, 3v3 we go, and the spike has not been committed with 55 seconds. You can technically rotate this back to A safely if you so choose.
Great job by cutefatboy, by the way, to make sure he doesn't get caught by the headshot. ZachaREEE does pull one back, but Zach is currently on very critical HP, and that is Spike on the floor. Zach won't be able to survive very long on 12 HP. He'll get a kill, but cutefatboy will clean him up. Still plenty of HP to work with. It is just going to be the one survivor here for Equinox, but that's all you need. That's one more. What FaZe can afford right now as we look towards the opening pistol, and Equinox pick up another pistol round. So far, both pistols have been picked up by Equinox. They should be able to pick up the following anti-eco as well, and we'll see if FaZe will force up. They will, of course, force up. Of course, if you're going to force on the defense, you're more than likely going to force on the offense as well. So there it is. 3 Stingers, 2 Sheriffs. Here we go.
Look, FaZe needs to be recognized in the fact that Equinox loves to stack members forward in the middle of the map defensively. They love to do it. At least it's going to be Paincakes. At most, there will be also Mina in the mix. He loves to take his operator there. He loves to take a Vandal there. Doesn't make a difference. They love to double stack that every now and again. So Equinox, I guess the big question going into this one is, are you going to expect FaZe to come into this force buy situation? And I guess the counterpoint would be FaZe. Can you do a good job of concealing that you force bought until the execution comes out?
I think at this stage as well, Equinox can kind of feel it. I mean, if you were Equinox, you're thinking you got forced up against when they were defending. On the offense, it's way more often the force to come on through, and there it is. Oh my god, the judge does so much damage.
But it's not enough to hold, so now quickly rotated defensively will be Equinox from B to A. Spike should come down successfully, pending that Marv commits to it. He hasn't yet. Looks like they're gonna look for another elimination. This is dangerous because now you've got Equinox already primed to get back in the site. They've got flashes, they've got fault lines. They could actually retake this pretty quickly. Dcop holding on for the fault line. There goes the hit. Now the flashpoint coming through. He's not able to take down Zach, who somehow survives another flash. DXN with the trade. 2v2 we go. Zach able to find one, but instantly responded to. Just down to Rawkus, being Paincakes. And Rawkus with the judge. He's gonna read the shrouded step in Paincakes, not allowed to get the TP off. FaZe bounce back on the force by 7-7 we go.
And part of me feels like, okay, maybe Paincakes should have just dropped down. It ends up being a 50-50. Does he drop on the left side of heaven, the right side of heaven? Obviously, Rawkus only sees one of them, and there has to be a bit of a limited window for Rawkus to try and swing that shot across. He goes for the TP instead. Unfortunately, it does go right within Rawkus' line of sight, even medium range. The judge, a couple of taps to the face is going to do the trick. So, force up this time around will be successful. You're not going to see another 3 rounds in a row early on in a half for Equinox. This is going to be FaZe bouncing back pretty quick. 7-7 on the rounds.
And with the force by, a very interesting dynamic to this third round of the half. Mina, long pink, Marved absolutely waiting for it. Big first blood punish. And so now for FaZe, the numbers advantage, what do you want to do? There's so many opportunities for them in a 5v4, and what is a light buy, if you want to call it that, for both teams for the most part. You're going to have, look at this, cutefatboy on the Cypher defensively, trying to go through A long. He will be scouted out, though, by a cyber trap, so with that, he will back up to A. And it looks like FaZe realizing this, know that they should have numbers to hit B quickly. Dcop respond to this, though. There's the first flash. DXN with the frenzy, not going to find the first, and FaZe are dancing on the B site.
Trading a bit of damage there as well. ZachaREEE gets in the way, so once more Zach just makes these flash scenarios so much more difficult for Equinox to play against, and they lose their flash character as well. Breach is out of the mix. cutefatboy will return one. Paincakes can't really do much more other than that. It ends up being pistols with 1 frenzy on cutefatboy versus 4 rifles, including Bulldog and Spectre there as well. ZachaREEE already has ultimate available. Actually ended up being used in that particular fight, so there it is, the round gone. Zach's ult gone as well. They work it up eventually towards the operator, which is why he's been saving on this Bulldog, the same Bulldog that I believe Rawkus picked up after getting the kill on Paincakes with the judge. So BABYBAY working towards that 5k at 4.2 for now. So another round to go before we can start to see the operator come on. And FaZe once more will lead the current round score 8-7, just by the 1 though.
Even though this game is tremendously close on the scoreboard, there's got to be a level of confidence felt for FaZe when Zach is top fragging and BABYBAY, who typically is the player that is responsible for first bloods for this squad, is still struggling. And the fact that you're keeping this game close is definitely a level of confidence when it comes to building in there. So as we get this hit coming through very quickly over to A, cutefatboy up top, trying to use the cloud burst to spam, but BABYBAY gets the better of him. So now it's going to be BABYBAY up close and personal, down through hell. And the take is clean for FaZe. Not a lot of damage taken as well behind this. And Equinox don't have a lot of tools for the break. That's the big problem. It's going to have to be the successful flank from mina. Rawkus is sitting here waiting for it, though. Point of contact about to come through. Wide swing. Doesn't win it. So now for the pinch for Equinox. 4v4. Can you work your way in? Dcop up top, gonna find a couple of shots to land down low to hell. One more coming closer towards the spike site. That's gonna be an easy kill, but BABYBAY down low. He's found himself a 3rd kill. The ace would be required, and he's not able to find kill number 4. Equinox beautifully find the flank and get the retake.
DXN awarded the ult point there, as also Hunter's Fury will be confirmed for the next following round, keeping this one nice and tight here, Alan. 8-8 so far in the round score. Equinox are not going to allow this half to get too far away from them. A very fast hit from FaZe. And technically, you would argue that FaZe had the lesser equipment value there, not by much, mind you. I mean, the Bulldog was in BABYBAY's hands. It ends up being the most effective weapon, despite the other rifles being on board. BABYBAY now, that's been available as well. We'll be saving up once more. Still trying to get this operator online eventually. We'll probably be able to look towards it after using Bladestorm this round.
Keep up.
We haven't seen a lot of success off the Hunter's Furies yet from either squad.
Get out of my way.
Although you could argue that for FaZe, when Rawkus pulled his out defensively, it at least got some damage dealt on the execute towards A that Equinox was trying to pull off. So, player like DXN doesn't usually come up empty with his Hunter's Fury too often. That's an unfortunate bit of timing, as flashed up was Corey. He tries to find Sanctuary in the dark cover, and waiting for him was Paincakes. So Equinox will now have the advantage here in a very crucial 17th round, 5v4.
Equinox have a lot of ults as well to play with, so if things start to get out of hand, that's when you can really start leaning into those. DXN gets a little bit of information towards what's happening over towards B as well, but nothing major for now. Just that 1 kill developed towards the mid. FaZe now leaning heavily towards B. Only 2 players to respond. First up is going to be mina. We've already seen mina get a multi-kill. Potentially another one now. First one backs out.
Great utility behind this. Double cloud burst, recon bolt top side, trying to catch any information on players pushing through. Marved, is they going to be able to use the Shrouded Strep to get to mid? Paincakes is here though. The rest of the defense starting to rotate through. Wide peak, not going to come through. Paincakes can't get the second. So still an opportunity for FaZe. It's a 2v4, a tough situation to be sure. With 30 seconds, you're just hoping you can find a way to get this spike planted, but there are still 2 members defensively on the site. Zach needs to find an opening pick, and this pinch setup for Equinox is looking more than stalwart. Yeah, that's going to be spiked down, and yeah, no chance for Rawkus to move. Really good hold for Equinox.
Yeah, they got locked out through mid. Corey dies early, tries to go through B main. Will survive for some time, but can't really respond with enough kills. And moving to the round now, they are going to have to end up saving for this one again. BABYBAY already used the blaze, so what you notice out of this one is if FaZe actually won, they would have kept the rifles. BABYBAY would have had his 5k for his operator as well. They would have been off. They would have been going exactly where they want to go in terms of an eco macro percentage perspective, rather. But FaZe now looking towards the force, or rather looking towards the save here. Only one willing to force, and BABYBAY's going to go for the hero rifle, like you mentioned there. He has the money to do so. It will mean that the operator does get delayed again, but for this round, they want to try and bring something back with BABYBAY, so let's see if that happens.
Really dicey engagement happening over towards A long. Equinox wanted to get a bit aggressive. Don't really find much with it. Meanwhile, opposite side of the map, you've got Corey and Zach that are running as a duo over towards B, and DXN is going to read both players over in this direction. So now Equinox want to get a little bit more aggressive over towards A, and that's a bit too rogue for mina. I see what you're thinking. Okay, we've got 2 players at B. Maybe it's just 1 player actually over here for Equinox. mina tries to get first blood, but it's a costly engagement as FaZe now in a 5v4.
And I don't think mina at all realized the possibility of a hero rifle coming into play, and so heroic it is. Mina's body will get dropped to the floor for free. Marved, that's now 2 weapons for FaZe versus 4. And a 1-player advantage into the Hunter's Fury. Rawkus pops that one through. No kills so far though. Marv responds.
There it is. Rawkus takes on the player topside. This would be a thrifty round for FaZe. They've got a 3v2, but Equinox still have the ability of a Hunter's Fury of their own. Now it's going to be channeled through, trying to delay the spike plant for now, but no damage being confirmed for DXN, so comes up empty once more, and he's still 20 seconds away from a recon bolt. So now, as you've got rifles picked up for FaZe, it's a 1v3 situation for DXN. He's going to find one down low, but Corey equal to the task. A big round for FaZe, not technically a thrifty because of the hero rifle that was picked up, but throw an asterisk on that round. That's a thrifty round for FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, they convert from 1 rifle into 3 rifles plus a round win on, I will still call it an eco round win. That means FaZe, they get to win a round, a pretty big one. Equinox got the same one on their own offense, where we expected FaZe to get 7, ends in 6 and 6. This time around, Equinox probably looking towards a 10, and FaZe will even up 9 to 9. Operator now out for mina. Blaze at the ready as well for a little bit of backup. Dcop finally has Rolling Thunder as well. This is a big round for Equinox. They're investing heavily. Plenty of members buying down very low as well, and a lot of ultimates to play through.
Same rollout for FaZe off the default. The same duo over towards B main. 3 players still stacked up over towards A long. Spike could be left behind this potential push. mina opportunity, gonna make use of it. First blood confirmed onto a big opponent. Corey down is massive, as the Empress could have been a consideration, but now off the table.
Yeah, and I think the Empress would have been popped this round as well. I mean, I understand that I think Corey should have the understanding that this would have been an important round to try and get something through advantage-wise, but losing very early on to the operator. Again, they just kind of losing track of the potential buys coming through as well, not expecting the ult, maybe not expecting the angle. I'm just going to dry ping that one directly into the scope of mina, who will make things a lot more difficult. As FaZe still looking for opportunity, they haven't made any developments through the mid. mina's actually even looking spawn. I think mina is assuming, because they've lost mid control, FaZe could be there. Little do they know, FaZe is nowhere near mid.
Dcop, he's going to hear the Aldrone come through, immediately spend a flashpoint to stall out any hit. Rawkus information. This should actually be a very healthy amount of information. You know that the breach is nearby. Now you've seen the Cypher. So this is going to be a really tough battle going through a tree, and FaZe are not interested in trying to push through this. Rawkus will play rogue, just got to go by himself. The rest of the hit coming to the middle of the map, and what a read this is. Equinox is going to quit the Rolling Thunder. Rawkus from behind. He's able to find the first. Goes to the recon bolt, though. 1v1 versus him and Dcop, and Dcop will fall. What a rotation this is for FaZe. But only 10 seconds, you've got to get in, and Mina's going to be able to find the spike carrier. 5 seconds left. You've got to get there. Mina for a third. There are still members on this side, and Equinox will hold. Rawkus going to look for some consolation kills, but a massive round. Equinox able to take it, now up 10-9.
FaZe wait until they have like 25 seconds left before they start making some serious moves. The Rolling Thunder misses most plays, but slows things down considerably. You even have a case where, okay, Rawkus is trying to slow down the rotations. FaZe is trying to get onto site for B, but they take too long. There's like 10 seconds left to go. Whoever had the spike ends up dying very quickly. ZachaREEE tries to save the situation by planting on site, but there's 2 players alive on there to respond from Equinox, and that is such an unfortunate round for FaZe to lose because they had the advantage, they had the possibility of actually getting a plant and maybe winning that round, but just left it until too late. Now Equinox ahead. Equinox still have an ult to play with here. FaZe did end up saving the Empress via Corey dying, so maybe look towards using it now, and they will know about mina on the operator. The question is, do they know where mina is?
So far, no shots have been sent out from mina, so his position expected to be concealed for now. A 2-3 split, and Equinox, who very regularly stack the middle of the map, have left it relatively open. But it's paid off so far for them. DXN going to try to find information off the Aldrone. Nothing to be found here as Zach will stay concealed. Information, though, will be found out on mina with this operator as Rawkus will chase him down, and with that, there will be a double hit coming over towards tree.
Recon just to confirm the location. After that, they know that mina will be close, but not too close. Empress pop now. FaZe Corey understands how close he is to the action. We're already deep on site. Look at this.
Yeah, but the spike is not here. This is a really risky moment for FaZe because you just have to play defense on top of your Equinox site, and as Paincakes is able to find another elimination, there's numbers now defensively. 36 seconds to play. Corey needs to find something miraculous, and he's not able to get anything, so now BABYBAY is going to be tasked with a 1v multiple situation, and it just seems like we've seen this before where the execute kind of comes forward, the spike is left behind, you're going to leave the lurker to come up behind you and pick it up to try to meet you there, but there were no opening kills for FaZe, and a brilliant hold for Equinox now in a prime position to number 12.
Yeah, I mean, we can speak to that, to be honest. Picking up the spike pretty late is one thing, but the more important thing is the no kills coming in, the no early trades coming in. Corey does eventually get 1 kill, the Empress, but can't really find too much more. A lot of utility there, just blocking sight lines. Equinox very close now, confirming 12. Yes, they did push off mina from the line, but mina back in, over towards mid. 5-man from FaZe over towards B, though, and a very quick push. They're already on site.
This is great now. BABYBAY first blood. But he does get caught up by a trap wire and a lot of scope from Cyber Cages to the mix. cutefatboy finds himself a second. But on the site now we go. Corey with the Stinger able to find DXN. That is an opportunity for the spike to be planted. The retake is going to be quick to come on through though, but the spike does get down. Just down to can you find the kills off the exit. cutefatboy working on a potential ace. One more in the back corner, and cutefatboy will clean up all 5. Give a lot of assist credit to his teammates for the flashes, smokes, paranoias, whatever else you want to count into the mix, but all 5 kills go the way of the Cypher for Equinox.
And speaking of good team play there as well, cutefatboy giving over the ult point to his teammate Paincakes, even though he is only 1 away from the Neural Theft. We'll have to find that one via kill later on. Anyway, picks up the operator for mina. Match point found, or mat point I should say, in the space of 3 for Equinox. 12-9, FaZe made it very competitive on that last round. Remember, before we get too excited here, FaZe was on an eco, so they still did pretty decent for an eco. Corey nearly made that one competitive down to a 1 versus 2. Spike was planted as well. FaZe now have the ultimates. I don't expect they'll be able to do too much catch-up here. They would need 3 rounds in a row to force the OT, and Equinox are in position where if mina can start popping off again on the operator, FaZe won't have any chance.
Here's that stack mid-map that we've been talking about for Equinox. Paincakes will be scouted out, though. Will they realize that also in the mix is DXN? Trapwire will be met by the Aldrone. And Corey seems like he maybe wants to give this a play. It's a long, dark cover that's thrown through mid. Paincakes is going to have a paranoia in hand just in case. But it doesn't look like Corey really wants to force the issue. You've got Dcop also playing aggressively in A cubby, and this is a setup for Equinox that will not allow for many trades unless it does come through a hit mid-map.
Bladestorm coming through from FaZe as well. BABYBAY want to play this one nice and tight. Another splash, or rather a smoke comes through, but Corey has beaten the timing, and DXN thought he was safe. Unfortunately, not so much the Cakes dismissed through, and now we're suddenly on to B. The layer should follow as well. Mina can't see anything.
Paincakes only able to find one. Yeah. The spike, though, all this time was not picked up. cutefatboy lingering in at our cover mid-map. Corey on the other side. Who responds first? It's cutefatboy. 6 kills straight now for him after the ace in the previous. BABYBAY realizing he's got an opportunity to get here quickly, but the Neural Theft will scout all this out. Dcop, do you challenge this? He's got 2 flashpoints, deals with the recon bolt, so an opportunity for a retake to come through, but again, with BABYBAY up close and personal with this Bladestorm, very dangerous. Mina on the rotation is going to be here late, but they have time, and there's not a lot of utility left for FaZe, if I'm being honest.
Well, the Neural Theft was confirmed, so you saw the players on site. However, enough time has passed now. You don't know where a few of them are. You know that BABYBAY is close, though. Mina's down. This is looking a lot better. Flash comes on through, but Rawkus still gets the kill. One alive now. cutefatboy got an ace earlier. It's not going to be able to respond with too much more this time around. Got a nice kill onto Corey over through to mid, but speaking of Corey, he opens things up, makes this a much more workable round for his team. DXN going down early, the smoke coming through from Paincakes, pretty deep over towards the mid, but Corey has already beaten the util. He's past the smoke already. DXN believes it must be clear because, I mean, teammate Paincakes hasn't seen anything. The smoke covers it as well, turns his back on Corey, and that engagement, that little skirmish towards the mid sets the pace for FaZe to start moving through the round. And then the 3v3 gets won by FaZe as well. Empress available. 10 and 12 was moving up to B.
First time we get an aggressive look for FaZe. Paranoid's going to push this through. Defensively falling back is both Mina and DXN. They're able to stay alive, and that's actually super crucial, but FaZe still with the full power, looking to hit this quickly. The Empress trying to get into the mix, but it's actually going to be Equinox for the favorable trades. 4v3b go, favoring the defenders, and DXN is still on site. He's going to get tags off onto Zach. Retake defensively from the defensive spot as spawn is nearby. And this is interesting because FaZe, they're not committed, but they're in a hard-pressed position to back away as the Empress is about to expire, yeah.
To do a lot here. He has the first contact over towards the side of defender spawn. Plan hasn't come through. ZachaREEE playing this one very safe. Time is in the favor of Equinox. Equinox don't mind waiting this one out. Recon is destroyed as well. They need to do something. They're going to have to press the issue eventually. Dcop has no more flashes. The fault line coming on through. Corey's missing his shots. Doesn't have a layer left to go. Can't find the kill. Can't reset the HP. ZachaREEE does get the trade, but it's a 2 versus 3 now down to a 2v2. Players still arrive over towards the defensive spawn as well. And the spike is planted.
Dcop with this frenzy, are you kidding me? He finds 2 kills with it. Just down to Zach. Rolling Thunder will boop him up into the air. Can he stay safe to get the status effect down? Here comes the chow. Paincakes with the kill. And Equinox will take the first map at a best of 3 here in the round of 32 over FaZe, 13-10.
Well played by Equinox. Mina did so well this map. He dropped over 20.